Welcome to Sleep Tight Stories.
The Snow Queen. Once there was a wicked imp who made a magic mirror. Everything it reflected looked ugly and mean. One day, the mirror smashed into tiny specks, and the specks got into people's eyes and made everything look bad to them. Some specks became caught in people's hearts, making them feel grumpy. A few of the specks from the mirror floated toward a faraway place where there lived two best friends named Gerda and Kay. The pair spent endless days together. In the winter, Gerda's grandmother told them wonderful stories while the snow swirled outside. "The Snow Queen brings the winter weather," she would say. "She peeps in at the windows and leaves icy patterns on the glass." In the summer, the children would play in the little roof garden between their houses. One sunny day, they were reading together when Kay let out a cry. Specks from the imp's magic mirror had caught in Kay's eye and his heart. Kay became bad-tempered throughout the summer and the autumn and was still cross when winter came. One snowy day, he stormed off with his sled. Suddenly, a large white sleigh swept past, and Kay mischievously hitched his sled to the back. The sleigh pulled him far, far away. When it finally stopped, Kay realized the sleigh belonged to the Snow Queen from Gerda's grandmother's story. She kissed Kay's forehead, and her icy touch froze his heart. He forgot all about Gerda and his home. Back home, Gerda missed Kay. She searched everywhere for him. Just as she was about to give up, Gerda noticed a little boat among the rushes down by the river. "Perhaps the river will carry me to Kay," she thought. She climbed in, and the boat glided away. Many hours later, the boat reached the shore. A large raven came flapping towards Gerda. "I think I have seen your friend," the raven croaked. "A young man who sounds like him has married a princess. I'll take you there." That night, the raven took Gerda to the palace, but the prince wasn't Kay. Poor Gerda. She was far from home. She told the prince and princess her story. They promised to help her, and the next morning, Gerda was given warm clothes and a golden sleigh. She set off into the woods, but before long she was spotted by a band of robbers. "That carriage is pure gold," they hissed. The robbers sprang out and captured Gerda. Suddenly, the daughter of the robber chief appeared. The girl was lonely and excited by the thought of a new friend. "Please treat her gently," the robber girl pleaded. "She can stay with me." Gerda was grateful to the robber girl for her kindness. Inside the robber's den, Gerda met the robber girl's pet reindeer. When Gerda told her new friend about Kay, the reindeer spoke, saying he had seen Kay with the Snow Queen. I know the way to the Snow Queen's palace, added the reindeer. I will take you there. It was a long, cold journey, but at last, Gerda and the reindeer arrived outside the Snow Queen's palace. Inside the icy palace, the Snow Queen still held Kay under her spell. "Spring is coming," she announced suddenly. "I must leave. It is time for me to make snow on the other side of the world." And she flew off in her sleigh, leaving Kay alone. At that moment, Gerda crept into the palace. When she saw her friend, she wept. Her tears fell onto his chest. They melted his cold heart and washed away the speck of glass. Kay began to cry too, and his tears washed the glass from his eye. At last, he was free from the spell. The reindeer carried Gerda and Kay back home. "Grandmother," called Gerda, "we're back at last." The old lady was so happy to see them, and she hugged them tightly. "I knew that you would come home one day," she cried. "Now tell me all about your adventures."